Okay, so let's get going. We should do a quick stand-up. Who would like to go first?
I'm happy to go first. It's Michael Dawson. I haven't had a lot of time, but what time I did have, I spent putting together a pull request for the changes needed to build for AIX. And I submitted that. There's been a few comments which I need to go through and address. And it's, as a heads up, it's kind of a part one of well, it's the part that's required in the core node, but there's some changes in npm and yeah, npm and libuv. We need to complete all the changes that will be needed to build and to pass all the tests. I guess on to Ryan, maybe? Who's next
Yeah,
on the list?
I could be quick. Ryan Graham. I haven't been able to do much, mostly moral support, but hopefully I can increase that a little bit. So that's why I finally joined again. Next is Alexis.
Michael,
Yes.
sorry, Michael. What's your Gmail login that you're using to edit the doc? Because I need to add you with permission.
Okay, it's Michael_Dawson. That's ca.ibm.com.
Okay, so I've made a PR for CI conversion in Node.js node, adding support for flaky tests and adding internet tests. Also, last week the PR for parallelizing test runs has landed, so we can now split the tests among multiple nodes. Looking forward to getting more Raspberry Pis set up so we can speed up the build. And I'm working also on the transition of joined node to the new repo. And that's it. Next is Hans.
Yes, I've been working on monitoring the Jenkins nodes, and I'm just finishing up with sending email for down alerts. So it should be ready quite soon.
Cool. Okay. I've been. What have I been doing? Oh, the memory test thing I got up. If anyone's interested in looking at the long-run memory testing, I made an issue on the Node repo about that. I appreciate some additional eyes if you're interested. I've been trying to get some resources out of the foundation to no avail. I still haven't got certificates or made any progress towards getting an Apple account for the foundation. It's like pulling teeth. So I'll have to. I've got a meeting with Michael after this, so I'll see if there's any way to push that forward because we really need all that stuff in place before we can move. I've been working in the background on new website hosting. Still haven't got confirmation from Joyent whether they want to continue hosting the website or not, so whether they can provide servers. So that's another thing we really need to get sorted out very soon. I did learn that the current Node.js.org website is serving 70 terabytes of traffic a month, which is kind of large.
Wow, yeah.
So that's the kind of range we need to be prepared to deal with if we go to a CDN.
Wow. Explains why the IOJS site is always so much faster.
It does. So I think there's a couple of other things that are slipping my mind, but oh yeah, no, actually I've been trying to get these new. I've got 3 new ARM V8 machines in my office at the moment to spin up They were donated by ARM. They're fancy things, but I'm having trouble getting them going because I need serial port console access, and I don't quite have the right serial connector, so I'm getting that sorted out. So that's me. Hans Christian, what's your Gmail login that you're using to edit the doc with?
It's my GitHub handle and then @gmail.com.
And Michael, you should be able to reload and edit.
I was editing, but you mean I won't be able to save that, or?
No, you're not actually editing. You're suggesting.
Okay.
So I have to press tick on your edits. Same with you, Hans Christian. You can reload now, and you should be able to edit.
Okay. So
there is this mode in the right-hand corner where you can choose suggesting and editing mode.
That didn't work. Okay, well, I had a little more description, but I think that's fine.
Okay. So this previous meeting, and I think this is the previous meeting, but it was last month. We talked about merging collaborators. There's I had a chat with Julian, and there was one outstanding collaborator on Joint Node that I have suggested for onboarding to the new work, and then that will actually complete the merging of collaborators. So that's good. That's nice and done. Secrets we seem to have working. Haven't had much need to use that, but we have a process in place. We've got a secrets repo on GitHub that we can share them with. We can share via GPG keys. If anyone needs access to some of those resources, then file an issue there on the secrets repo. Smoke testing. So that's really James's thing at the moment. Canary in the Gold Mine is doing that. I think we need to automate that somehow, or we need to make it so it's automatable. So probably we need to go with Jenkins for that. I did have an issue filed on my old smoke testing repo about adding Happy support, and Aaron Hammer came on saying that he wanted Happy to be added to the new smoke testing routine before he would support the new version of Node.
Yeah.
in a very Aaron way, but that's I actually support that as well, because Happy's actually got a really good test suite. So we need to come up with that full list and automate it with Jenkins across the platforms.
So I was just going to ask if the smoke testing is supposed to be a broad set of platforms, or is it just supposed to be a broad set of modules?
Both, yeah. The new work that James has done with Canary in the Gold Mine, CITGM?
Yeah.
Canary in the Gold Mine. It's designed to be cross-platform so that we can do it across the major platforms. I think we'll just pick off a subset. Like we'll just pick off one Linux, one Windows, OS X, and do that.
What would be nice is if it was set up so somebody could, like, to add a module, could just submit a pull request.
So, yep, I agree. I'm not sure why it's the way it is, where you have to. I guess James's philosophy was that you could just point it to anything and test it, but it should just be able to have a mode where you can just say run this default set. So maybe that's something we can file against the repo. And
yeah, like if we had a config file that said, run against everything in this config file, and then somebody like Happy says, well, I want mine in there, they could submit a pull request.
Yep, I agree.
If it's accepted, the next
Yeah, like the test CI rule, something like that.
Yeah. So benchmarking machine, how's that going, Michael?
Yeah, I can't remember. I talked to, well, if I updated, I did talk to Yes, this is the build group. So I've asked several times, and I don't have an answer yet. I did talk to one other team that had a SoftLayer account that said maybe they should be able to get us some machines. But I don't have a yes to report yet. I'm still hopeful of making that happen, though. I just need to find the right people who can actually say yes.
Okay.
So I can't promise I'll know next week or the week after, but I'm still pushing on that. My goal is to make it happen.
Okay. CI robustness. We are working on that. Hans Christian's been making progress on that, as he said.
Mm.
We probably need more work to do there, obviously. But
Is that related to moving to the test node or the node PR acceptor, whatever it's called?
Not really. It's about
No.
monitoring Jenkins machine.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yep. I remember now. Thanks.
okay. So, Michael, you've got an item in here for AIX compilation. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Well, I think I was just if I added it, it was meant to be in my status as just, I submitted the PR.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll put it up there.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to put that in. Somehow I think that had to do with when it got merged. When you said yes, it sucked that in somewhere else.
Okay. Is there anything that anyone would like to cover in this meeting that we need decisions on?
I just have a quick question regarding the Jenkins nodes. There are currently, I think there is 5 that are offline at the moment. Are they supposed to be offline or?
Not 5.
It says timeout for last 5 try.
What are their names?
Fedora 20 and ARM V8 Ubuntu 1404.
The Fedora 20 is the PPCBE, so Michael, that's yours.
Yeah. Okay, I'll have to chase that down. I mean, that's related to I have an action to get that into the regular testing. Otherwise, it obviously went down, and since I haven't done any runs recently, I didn't notice. So yeah, I'll take a look at that.
And then there's the ARM v7 BC2, and then there is Rackspace Windows 2008, and then there's one Boxer OS X machine.
So the Linaro ARM V8, that one is permanently down. It's going to be replaced by these machines I've got in my office. I don't want to delete that yet because we still actually have the machine. It just can't get access to it for some reason.
Cool.
So that one's permanent. The ARM v7 one shouldn't be down. I'll fix that now. The OS X one, that is a backup one that I've brought up in the past to use, and it should be down.
Okay.
The Windows 2008 one shouldn't be down.
Okay. Cool.
So there's 2 in there that should be down. There should, yeah. The rest of them should be up.
Yep.
Good thing we have someone look at that.
Yeah.
So maybe we can also talk about node accept request and the introduction of it in the Node.js node repo. Since probably by next week, before the next week's meeting, it will be ready to be adopted. And given the way that it does a fast forward merge on the branch, it requires that everybody uses it. So I think the right way of introducing it is kind of forcing everybody to use it, and then consider a trial, I guess. And then if we have problems with it, we can back out. But basically, I'm gonna post an issue or recommended that everybody moves to this job. Are there any objections or suggestions?
What happens out of interest?
Sorry, I missed that. Can you repeat?
What happens if somebody merges something without having used it?
If somebody measures somebody without using it and there's a run of the job, the run will fail.
And so
it will interfere with Jenkins, basically.
Right, like it'll fail from then on until somebody does something. Is that the?
No, it will just break that one run.
Okay, and then the next one should work. Okay.
The next one should work.
Okay. I was just curious how hard to recover. So no, sounds reasonable to me.
I think I gather there might be a bit of resistance. That already I've heard some resistance to it. Just wonder what the best path forward is for trialing it to get people.
Right.
See where
Ideally, I would like to make it a trial, but like I said, it has to be everybody using it. Right? So it has to be like a trial for everybody. Maybe we can frame it like that.
Okay, maybe if you create the issue on Node.js node, and we can put it on the TSC agenda for tomorrow just to discuss it. Make the issue about what it does, because people won't. There'll be a lot of people that won't be aware, and then say that we're suggesting a trial period, and get that on the agenda just to get sign off from the TSC that they're happy to make that happen, and
okay.
go from
okay, I'll try to. Maybe there won't be enough time for tomorrow's meeting. But.
What
okay, well maybe if maybe just we could just raise it tomorrow then. But it'd be good if we had the background for that group for what it does, and yeah.
Okay, I'll open the issue. Okay, for tomorrow.
What are some of the like you're saying? There's some resistance. Do you know what the issues are?
Well, it seems like Ben, I think, had some negative comments about it a couple of weeks ago. I just remember there was some discussion about it on GitHub, where it was, do we have to use this thing?
Yes, Trevor has some concerns about being forced to using automation, not being able to accept other people's pull requests, but I came up with a procedure that it can still do that. So I think his concerns got addressed. I wasn't aware of any concerns by Ben. I thought he liked the idea of having an automated merge job, so he wouldn't.
Okay. It might have been Trevor. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, well, maybe it'd be interesting to get that feedback on the issue. So.
Okay.
Yeah, there was a comment about making automation optional during the summit thing.
Yeah, I think I addressed that concern with Trevor.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Okay. So we have like 22 days left in the month, and the plan was to get it converged out by then. We have a bunch of stuff to do, but a lot of them involve all these little pieces that need to fall into place, like getting certificates and getting hosting, and I'm just I'm working hard to get all those pieces in place, but it's turning out to be quite difficult. But I will reach out for help from this group.
Is there a checklist somewhere of?
There's not, because like the main checklist is being able to cut releases for for the new repo and have them land on Node.js.org. And included in that is having the new website. So we need to organize new hosting basically. That's the main thing. And to get that done, there's just we need to have the website set up. And yeah, maybe I should make a checklist that might actually clear things up.
Yeah, by the way, we have 12 days, not 22. So.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, okay.
It's coming up pretty soon.
It is. We have been messaging. I don't know if anyone noticed in Michael's post on Medium the other day, the messaging slipped out to September. That was to give a bit of breathing room, but I'd still really love us to target for August if we can. Yeah. If all else fails with the certificates, I'm just going to pay for them myself, but unfortunately we need the foundation to officially get its act into gear for the Apple ID, so we can get Apple signing certificate. That's the one that's most difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about we leave it there then, if there's nothing else to discuss? Is there nothing else that anyone wants to ask for help for? No. Okay.
I guess I'll continue to provide moral support.
Yeah, the whole website hosting thing is the thing that's starting to stress me out a little bit. So I'll if I can find a way to get others involved in that, I'll do that.
Yeah, ping me if there's something that more than one person can help with. That's unfortunately the kind of thing that really lends itself to one person.
Yeah, I mean, I can all-night these things, but I need certificates and stuff. Okay, let's end it, and I'll let you know how I go with getting things out of the foundation.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thanks. Talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.